There's a house in Auburn, Pennsylvania, that no one talks about anymore. It sits at the very edge of Willow Street, its windows covered in grime, its wooden frame sagging like it's tired of standing. Most people in town call it the crying house. At night, when the wind passes through that part of the neighborhood, some swear they can hear sobbing coming from inside, which are faint, sorrowful, and painfully human. But no one has lived there for over 40 years. The story begins in 1974, when a widow named Margaret Hensley moved into the old house with her 8-year-old daughter, Claire. Margaret had lost her husband in a car accident the year before, and she wanted a quiet place to start over. The rent was cheap, and the house, though worn, felt peaceful at first. The first few nights were normal. Margaret unpacked their belongings, and Claire played with her dolls near the window. But by the second week, things began to change. It started with Claire's nightmares. Every night, she woke up screaming, saying a lady stood by her bed, crying softly. Margaret would rush in to find no one there, just the open window, curtains swaying, and the faint smell of rain, even on dry nights. When Margaret asked what the woman looked like, Claire only said, "She looks like she's lost something, and she's sad." At first, Margaret brushed it off as a child's imagination until she began hearing the same crying herself. It came from upstairs, always near Claire's room, always at AM. One night, Margaret followed the sound. Barefoot and trembling, she climbed the staircase with a candle in her hand. The house was silent, except for that gentle sobbing. That is so faint it could have been the wind, yet too human to ignore. When she reached the door, the sound stopped. She opened it slowly, and found Claire's bed empty. The window was open, the door on the floor, and a single wet footprint by the door. The police arrived within minutes, but Claire was gone. No broken glass, no signs of a struggle, just silence and that same smell of rain. They searched the woods, drained the nearby pond, and interviewed everyone in the neighborhood. No one had seen a thing. When officers found Margaret, she was sitting at the bottom of the stairs, holding Claire's door and whispering. She took her. She wanted her back. She was taken to a hospital the next morning. Claire's body was never found. Years passed. The house remained empty until 1981, when a young couple bought it, hoping to restore it. They moved in, painted the walls, and tried to make it feel like home. But within weeks, they heard the crying too. At first, it came from upstairs, faint and far away. Then, it moved closer. They'd wake up at night to see small wet footprints on the hallway floor, leading toward their bedroom. The final straw came one evening when the husband played back a voice recorder, trying to catch the sounds. The recording began with soft static. Then a woman's voice whispered, "She's still here." They moved out the next day. The house changed owners several times after that. Each one left, faster than the last. The stories grew darker because of objects moving on their own, mirrors fogging up with handprints, and lights flickering without power. By 2003, the town decided to condemn it. But before demolition, a group of teenagers broke in to film a dare video. They never released the footage publicly, but one of them, years later, described what they saw. At the top of the stairs, their flashlight caught something, a faint shadow with the shape of a woman kneeling, holding a small child. Both were crying softly. When they blinked, the shadow was gone, but the sound of crying followed them all the way outside. The house was finally torn down that same year. Yet, those who lived near the empty lot claim that when the moon is full and the night is cold, you can still hear it, the faint sobbing of a mother searching for her lost daughter. A sound that doesn't belong to the living. And if you walk too close, you might just hear a whisper in your ear say, "Please, don't take my daughter again." Please like and subscribe.